After hours of questing in an RPG, running through the countryside and collecting loot, do you ever stop to wonder where your beastly weapon that you wield came from? Well, this little tycoon would like to shine some light on the mastery of making cool weapons. Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, is a game where you are in control of a weaponsmith business. You and your blacksmiths will need to forge and craft weapons in order to sell them to the local heroes. Every hero is partial to a different set of weapons and attributes, meaning you will have to pay close attention to the customer's needs. After a weapon is forged, you can bring it to the market and sell it to an aspiring hero. Depending on the type of weapon and its attributes, heroes bid on your weapon, and you have the ability to choose your own customer. Selling weapons to the highest bidder can make some quick cash, but your weapons are also given a letter grade depending on which hero you sold it to. A good letter grade will result in more renown for your company and allow you to expand your reach, while a bad letter grade will leave your company stagnant, leading you back to square one. At its core, Holy Potatoes is a tycoon game. You forge weapons using your blacksmiths and sell them to the local heroes in hopes of keeping the lights on. At first, like a lot of tycoon games, you start building a money buffer before they start throwing the real expenses at you. Also, your blacksmiths become more expensive depending on their level. There are many things to pay for in the shop, from materials to blacksmiths to rent. At the beginning of the game, there are only a handful of weapons that you can build. Players will have to send blacksmiths to explore regions in order to collect relics, materials, and weapon buffs. A combination of relics can make a blueprint for a weapon that can be forged in your shop. Researching new weapons is necessary in order to deliver more powerful weapons to leveling heroes. Weapon buffs can usually only be found exploring and can give your weapon the extra juice it needs to really sell. Many weapon blueprints will require materials also only found when exploring. These materials can be scarce and have to be used wisely in order to profit from them. All of your blacksmiths have different skill sets, and all add different attributes to each weapon. Strategically placing them around the shop at their workstations will help you get the most out of your crafting. Blacksmiths can also level up, making their buffs higher and allowing them to switch to different skill sets. Each blacksmith has an ability tree. Once they level up one ability, they can move up the tree to the next. This makes your blacksmiths more proficient, but also makes them more expensive at the end of the month. Holy Potatoes does have a small background story as well. You play as a young potato who has taken control of his late grandfather's shop. Your grandfather's old partner still owns much of the shop, and you must pay him rent to keep it open. The story isn't much, but it does help you feel like it's not just crunching stats. And the quirky way the story is told is enough to keep most players enthused. The game uses a fun, cartoony art style that is entertaining as well as polished. The characters have some fun animations, and for the most part, everything is visually appealing. The soundtrack, however, will start to drone though. There are some cute tunes, but there are very few songs, which make long playtime somewhat annoying. More often than not, I found myself disabling the music and leaving the sound effects on. Some more variety in the music would have helped the game immensely. Players will eventually learn how to get the most out of their shops and their weapons, making this game fun to play and keep up with. Special orders for weapons also come in from some unexpected visitors. These visitors will give you a weapon to repair or an urgent order for a new weapon. These little interjections break up the gameplay and help it feel like less of a grind. In all, Holy Potatoes is exactly what it claims to be, a weapon shop. This type of game needs to be played to learn whether it's for you. If you've played games like Game Dev Tycoon, then you should pretty much know what to expect. It's all about micromanaging a business in order to optimize output and increase profit margins. This cute little game is very funny and hard to put down at times. Crafting more and more weapons becomes addicting, and selling them at high prices puts immediate value on your work. With a little elbow grease, you can build your weapon shop into the go-to place for heroes far and wide.
to subscribe and share.